Hello everybody out there, this is Martin Chuck and I want to show you the Tour Striker Educator that we have back in stock now, convenient for purchase at tourstrikergolfacademy.com. So let's take a look at how this little gizmo works. It's pretty easy. It pops in the vent hole of your grip, and once it pops in the vent hole, you want to slide the cap down over the end of the grip, and then you can push the spike down into the grip. If you have graphite shafts, be gentle about pushing the spike down. You don't want to push down too hard, as it may damage the inside of the shaft. Now, the Educator is a great little training aid because it helps you understand, it helps you educate what your hands are doing. You know, we all know that we really don't want to flip the golf club, you know, this kind of motion unless we're playing specific greenside shots. But to have really educated hands, to be aware of what your hands are doing, the Educator is fantastic for a lot of little shots. So basic chips and pitches. Here's a mid-body position, here's an impact position. If I feel that Educator arm, you know, on the inside of my left forearm during the strike, it's a really nice way to confirm that you are swinging this lever nicely at the golf ball. Now there's a bunch of drills you can do with this. You know, I like to chip, I like to pitch. One of my favorite drills is I'll take the Educator and I'll turn it into this 45-degree position right here, just with a simple screwing and unscrewing of the nuts that lock this arm into position. And what you can see here, if you're a person that really slices the golf ball and you've got really bad face control, maybe a really cuppy left wrist, well, the Educator, you can see the drill I'm doing here. My wife named this the under-over drill. And what we do here is we get the Educator on such a way that, you know, you set it up here on the inside of your left arm, and when there's a little cup in the back of this left wrist, and when you hinge that and you return a nice flat left wrist, you can see that the Educator works under and over. So, you know, you can hit some shots like that, and again, you're trying to solve or trying to educate your wrist conditions. So I'm going to hit a little pitch shot out there, being very mindful of my wrist conditions. And there's a nice little strike, and there's a rhythm to that, a hinging and a setting of this flat left wrist that I want my pivot to deliver down to impact. And let's take a look at how that's going to help your driver. So I've got the driver and I've got my Educator, and it's in the 45-degree position, and I'm going to pop it through the vent hole of my grip, put the cap down so it kind of locks down on the grip. I've got mid-sized grip, so a little tighter, and push it down to where it sort of self-tightens. And again, I've got a graphite shaft, so I'm not going to push down too hard. And I've got the Educator arm in that 45-degree position, sort of even with the face. Now, you can see, you know, a lot of the players at your club that have this wide open face at the top, even if they have the best path in the world out to right field that can hit a draw, they're going to have a hard time hitting good shots because they don't have face control. They don't have educated hands. So the Educator, the purpose of this is so you can feel what it's like to have a nice flat left wrist, to have this nice long lever at impact. So for the newbies that get this, you know, I wouldn't even hit a golf ball at first. I would set up into a, you know, maybe to a tee and make some swings and feel how these wrists flatten and can work through impact into a finish. And then when you think you can do it, go ahead and take some slow swings at a golf ball. Again, eyes on the ball, mind very aware of the hands. There's a nice little strike down there at the U.S. Junior Scoring Tent. Martis Camp is getting ready to host the 66th U.S. Junior, and I played in the 37th U.S. Junior many moons ago. So, or maybe it was the 40th or 39th. But anyway, you could see there how this hinged, and then my wrist got nice and flat so I could hit with a nice flat left wrist. Let's take a look at that from the face on. Okay, so here we are in the face on view. One of the drills of the Educator, the under-over drill. How to hinge this golf club from a mid-body hands position, flatten that wrist, get our body in the right position to strike, and use our pivot to deliver a good solid strike to the golf ball. So I'll slow this one down for you. So here's an address position, and we're going to go ahead and be eyes on the ball, mind in the hands to educate these hands. There's a nice strike. So there's a lot of drills you can do with this. You know, you could put it up in the completely vertical position if you want to work on the sense of belly putting, using a belly putter. Even though that it's illegal, it's not a bad way for you to put it up in a belly and to feel this pivot point in the belly. You know, I'll oftentimes turn it slightly with my regular short putter, and I can feel if my hands are flipping around, because if I just leave this on my left wrist, I've got a good reference for what's going on with my hands. And then the most used way is just to put this back down here in the 90-degree position, and from there turn it back into 90, spin it down, tighten it up. You can put it in a variety of positions, but usually just, even with the face right there, just to be aware of this relationship of square, and how this flat wrist and golf club work from, they don't reverse roll, they don't try to roll, you know, so it's a very, very simple tool to help you understand your hands and educate your hands. So hopefully this little tip helps you, and if it inspires you to buy a Tour Striker Educator, great. You can get it at tourstrikergolfacademy.com. Thanks for watching.